So welcome to the Blueprint Designer. Before I talk about what's actually broke, a little bit of context. So this is a blueprint that I've been working on. I think it took me about 2.5 hours to build, and it's supposed to be a steelless heavy mod frame facility that you just kind of pop up somewhere. And if you feed it about 908 iron ingots per minute and 120 concrete per minute, this will output 5 heavy mod frames per minute. I'll just showcase a little bit over here. So you have mostly constructors on the bottom, and then it feeds to some reinforced plates. Have much more constructors up here. That all feeds into the third-ish floor, which has some assemblers, and all that feeds into the manufacturer, and that's where you get 5 heavy mod frames per minute using the heavy encased frame recipe. So whenever I actually put this down, I ran into a bit of a problem when I tried to use it, and that problem is down on the base floor with this right here. So originally there was a bit of a design fluke that I had made, and I had to correct it. That's why this is a little spaghettied. I was about to say nothing's actually clipping, but there is a little bit of clipping right there on that ladder. The rest of it, however, doesn't actually clip on things, and I put in some extra effort to prevent that, obviously. So this is spaghetti because I had to rework something, and that's why this is here. This is a conveyor lift attached to a splitter, except it doesn't actually work. I believe it's screws that come in through here. Once they reach this, they don't actually go through. It doesn't work at all. You might think, well, that's a pretty simple fix, right? I mean, you just remove it. Simple enough, right? Well, let me show you what happens when you do that. So I removed it, right? Hang on. Wait a minute. That's been crashing my game. Okay, hang on. So here was my attempt to actually use this blueprint. And you can see I've unplugged everything. There's probably still a few resources chilling in here. So I have had a lot of issues with this not working. So let's try this now. Aha, there it is. So what's gonna happen is it crashes the server. I can't get off of my dismantle tool. Can't build anything. It's just dead. So this is what I end up with. Just, you know, a crash. Though actually this is a different crash than I was getting initially, because used to it was giving me a server timeout. I'm spawned in. Back here, my blueprint that I placed down, it's way out there in the distance. So that's what happens whenever I try to fix it. Although for some reason, used to the blueprint was actually borked and it would not let me correct the blueprint itself. But now that I try to record it and actually show you what's going on, of course it lets me fix it. Very typical of you. So this will break if any of these connecting pieces are dismantled. And I think what's happening is this splitter is actually connected to this lift, but the lift is too close, so it doesn't work, and it's an invalid connection. Basically, I tried to do something illegal in the game, and it crashes once it realized that it let me do this. But at least I can fix it because I decided to record a video of it. Also, another weird thing with this blueprint is whenever I put it down, these wall segments were not placed. In the actual blueprint, there's supposed to be walls here. So this blueprint clearly has some instability going on with it. But I just want to warn you, if it lets you make this connection, do not trust it, because if you try to use it, it won't work. Obviously, you can see the screws are backed up here. And it'll crash your game if you try to repair it. Except it let me do it in the Blueprint Designer about a week later. So maybe it'll fix itself eventually, which it kind of did, but it still won't let me fix this one specifically. So I'm just going to leave that there and let that be what it is so I don't crash the server. And that is how you crash Satisfactory.